So, 755 to 793. Like, 7 episodes away from 800, which is 200. I know this is weird, but that's how my mind thinks about it. Again, it just feels like it's so close. Anyway, my point. So, the last bit was starting the smaller and more like, oh, this is what has happened of the Elephant Island arc. Whereas, like, you deal with this tribe, and it's, like, really interesting, and it deals with what has happened with sort of, like, Sanji, Nami, Chopper, like, and, like, them on, so, like, between when they're, like, Dolorosa. I feel like I'm mispronouncing that. On the island, it's like, oh, this is what they're doing in that, because at a certain point they left, and it's like, go to the next island, and yeah, that was a tragedy that happened, meaning they were in that arc. So it was like, oh, what happened between when they left and when they came back? Obviously, a lot of that was they went sailing, because obviously that was one of the things that they did. But then they're like, okay, here's one of the things that happened, and it's really interesting about, like, oh, what is the result and what came out of it, which is then dealing with this new arc with Big Mom. Because this is one of the things that we knew was going to happen, because when we were back on Fishman Island, Luffy sort of, like, made a whole thing about Big Mom and, like, being aggressive. So we knew that. I always felt like this was going to be one of the things that was going to happen. And I also heard there was a battle with Big Mom. I haven't heard much besides she's an enemy, but to become the new king of the pirates, I'm pretty sure you have to get rid of the 4 emperors. So that was really interesting, that sort of idea. And we're now dealing with Sanji's family, which I feel like is really good. I've always heard about this. Not much. I've heard a bit about it because I've seen the suits. I knew Sanji was something more. Not specifically like, it's like, oh, he's a prince. Like, there's a difference between he was something more. I knew he was like high status, but I didn't remember fully if he was a prince or not. I thought he might be, but I was 100% sure. So that was a thing. And I did know about, like, the 1, 2, like, I don't know why, but I'm going to say it, this type Power Ranger, like, because they look like discount Power Rangers, I'm not going to lie. But it's, like, really interesting with all of this happening and all of it being, like, really, like, interesting. So I feel like this is just a fun idea, looking into, like, Sanji's, like, history more. Because when you had Sanji join the crew, you had him, like, be a part of the pirates, but besides that, you don't know where he came from, like, where, like, he was, like, from, besides he was a pirate, but you didn't know much about it. Besides him mentioning once North Blue, you didn't know, like, oh, where did he come from North Blue? How did he get across? Which makes a bit more sense if it's like, oh, I'm this person. It's like, oh, okay. And then they just let him cross the ground. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But this is an interesting arc, and it's really exciting. And I want to be like, oh, how are they going to do it? Because that's the one thing that I'm excited for. So yeah, this is an absolutely exciting. I'm more specifically excited about. This is a excited battle when the episode of Luffy versus Big Mom comes, because I feel like that's gonna be a fun battle. So yeah.